You are listening to an episode of The Faithful Sinners.
Welcome back, and thank you for joining me today for Daily SINspiration. My name is Timothy Baker, and today I would like to talk about selfishness. Trust me, being selfish is not something I had a problem with. I don't think any of us have a problem with a little bit of selfishness. We were born selfish. It's part of our sinful nature. We didn't have to be taught to be selfish. But when we look at the Bible, Romans 12:10 is pretty clear. It says, "Be kindly affectionate to one another with brotherly love, in honor, giving preference to one another." And Philippians 2:3 says, "Let nothing be done through selfish ambition or conceit, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem others better than himself." So the Bible's pretty clear that we are supposed to be putting others ahead of ourselves. It's part of how we love our neighbor, and along with that, modeling how Jesus has asked us to live. Now, again, I am a follower of Jesus Christ, and some of you may not have that same belief, but you do have an understanding of community. And in our communities, it's pretty tough when everybody's trying to look out for just themselves and not have consideration to those that are around them. That leads to anarchy ultimately, because nobody is concerned about the impact of their decisions or their choices when those situations are occurring. So when you think of selfishness, it's one of those that it's not always the easiest to put somebody else first, but it's often amazing the results that occur when that happens. I've noticed many times over in my life that when I have not pursued something out of my desires, but out of a desire to honestly, truly help, I've walked away feeling better. I've also had impacts that came back to me at a later time that I wasn't expecting. Kindness that gets extended my way, or little efforts that may have helped me that I wasn't necessarily looking for. So I strongly encourage that you take a few moments and think about this past week. You know, where were there areas that maybe you could have loved or honored others better this past week? And as you think about next week, what are a couple of ways that you can honor and respect and love your neighbor better than yourself? Remember that Jesus constantly put others first, all the way to the point of laying down his own life. So today we can reflect upon his character and give honor to those around us by striving to love like Jesus. Thank you for taking a moment to listen, and please share so we can all sin better together.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Faithful Sinners. Make sure to follow us and like us on your favorite podcast or social media site, and also check us out at thefaithfulsinners.com.